points per game average. Their highest scoring victory was their most recent victory, and it was here at Cascade High School where they ran up 76 points against the Cadets. And that was obviously a team that Tri-West defeated on their first game of the year this season. Well, let's take you through the common opponents for both of these two teams. They've got two, Avon and Cascade. Plainfield beat Avon 53-36, and obviously the Bruins falling last night to Avon in big fashion there, 78-43. And then their other opponent, Cascade, Plainfield won 76-36. Tri-West won 75-43. The last meeting between these two schools, possibly caught off guard a little bit, was the Bruins, and that's maybe what they were caught off guard, and really by the post presence, how Plainfield was able to move the ball around the court, I think, was a big factor in that one. They were caught off guard. The post presence down low for Plainfield has been very, very good. And I think that is something that the Bruins are going to have to limit tonight if they want to be successful in this contest. Let's take you through stats from last game. Jacob Gibbs had 13 for Plainfield. The leader for the Quakers was Cade Gibbs. He had 21. We mentioned Jacob Gibbs had 13. Cade East had 8 points on the evening. Kobe Fuller had 7. Aiden Boer had 6. Darian Gardner had 8. And Mason Nauman had 3 on the evening the last time these two schools met. For Tri-West, in terms of stats, the last time they met with Plainfield, Luke Robertson had 21. Mason Levisa contributed with 13. Those were the only double-digit scores for the Bruins in that one. Braden Van Slyke had 9 points on the evening. Ethan Depinet had 3. Nick Smith had 2. And then Taylor Gardner and Dawson Wolf, both respectively, with 2 points in that one. So definitely they were able to spread the scoring in that game. I think you got to spread the scoring in tonight's contest. You have to limit your turnovers, and you have to stay true to your fundamentals. Stay true to the basketball that you want to play, because in the past two contests, Tri-West has been brought out of their comfort zone, and they've had to play basketball that they necessarily did not want to play. It wasn't their style, and I think Tri-West is going to have to make it a half-court game this afternoon if they want to be victorious, because Plainfield, they get up and down the floor, and they tried to do that last night. You definitely have to give them credit, because they were able to limit and create a half-court contest of the first half, but Avon eventually running the floor quite well is really what cost them in that contest as well. Getting you set, Tri-West in Plainfield. Hello, everyone. I'm Grant Covey. Hey, we're going to come back in just a few moments, and we will review the starting lineups for both squads. We'll take you all the way up to the opening tip. We'll come back in a couple minutes. Opening tip live from Cascade High School. You're listening to Tri-West Boys Basketball on YouTube. We welcome you back inside Cascade High School, high above courtside. Hello, everyone. I'm Grant Covey. We welcome you in. Tri-West in Plainfield playing for third place in the county this afternoon. Let's take you through some games that have already been decided today. On the boys' side of things, when you look at the bracket here, Danville and Cascade played this morning for 5th and 6th. Danville victorious in that one there. And then this was the second boys contest of the afternoon with Tri-West and Plainfield. The championship matchup set for tonight will be Avon and Brownsburg. They will play. Let's take you through some tournament history here before we get started. The last time Tri-West won the county was the 2016-2017 season. Last year's winner was, in fact, the Brownsburg Bulldogs. They'll be playing for their second straight title coming up later on tonight. Brownsburg won it in 2013 and 2014 as well. Danville, the most recent victory in 2015. After that 2016 win, the last Hendricks County tournament victory was in 2005 and 2006, and of course in 1975 was their first county title. So 3 county crowns for the Tri-West Bruins since the consolidation there. Pittsboro and Liston both have one Hendricks County tournament victory to go along with that as well. And they're setting the starting lineups. And so Tri-West will be the visitors on the scoreboard this afternoon. Plainfield will be the home team. And we're going to meet the starters here for Tri-West. It will be, and obviously with Taylor Gardner out, your other starter is going to be Garrett Cora. So you're going to get Dawson Wolf, Luke Robertson, Mason Levisic, Braden Van Slyke, and Garrett Cora will be the starters this afternoon. Garrett Cora, who played very well in the semifinal round, played a majority of that contest at the point guard position. And now the starting lineups for the Plainfield Quakers. Jacob Gibbs, the senior, will start. Cade East will start as well, along with Cade Gibbs. Also in the starting lineups as they're running through them, currently down on the floor, Kobe Fellier will start, and Aiden Boer will be the final starter there for the Plainfield Quakers. Getting you set, Tri-West and Plainfield here live from Cascade High School. And Tri-West in the blue uniforms this afternoon, the gold numerals, letters, and trim. Plainfield wearing the white uniforms with the red and blue numerals, letters, and trim this afternoon. Bruins going left to right, and Plainfield will travel right to left. Luke Robertson will jump center against Cade Gibbs, and Plainfield wins the tip. So Plainfield with their first possession here. And up top now we're going left side to Fuller. He brings it back out to Jacob Gibbs. Now inside to East. East goes up. He gets fouled. And an early foul by the Bruins will be against Braden Van Slyke. And keeping him out of foul trouble is going to be huge this afternoon. Well, Van Slyke picks up his first, and Cade East now at the line shooting 2, looking for Plainfield's first points of the afternoon, and he connects on the first. So East now at the line. He's got one more coming. And he connects, so Plainfield off to a 2-0 lead. Here's Garrett Cora pushing the ball up the floor for the Bruins, going left side to Dawson Wolf. Robertson has it. Now inside to Wolf. Great find there by Robertson. And Dawson Wolf has 2. And Wolf, a player that did not score last night for. Up top it's Fuller now going around to East. Cade East with it. Thought about the 3. Instead pulls it back out. Back out top now, it's Jacob Gibbs. Now Cade Gibbs on the attack. Back out to Fuller. East with it, high post. Now left side, it's Cade Gibbs. Gibbs on the attack against Van Slyke. Gives it off to Cade East. East into the lane with the right hand, scores 2. East has got 4, and Plainfield leads by 2. Here's Levisic, right side wing. Back out top to Dawson Wolf. Robertson has it now, left side wing. Up top, it's Levisic, now to Garrett Cora. Cora working right wing. Bruins trying to get a shot they want here. Here's Robertson up top here between the circles. Guarded by Cade East of Plainfield. Right side Cora. Garrett Cora working right side wing. Inside to Luke Robertson. Robertson spin move. Goes up. Can't score. Rebound. And it's going to fall to Robertson. And he scores 2. Robertson had 12 last night, and now it's a tie ball game at 4-all. Right side, it's Fuller. Now up top, right side wing to Boer. Boer inside spin move shot is good against Cora. 2 scores for Plainfield this afternoon. 6-4 lead for the Quakers. Up top now, Garrett Cora. Cora working right side wing. Picks up his dribble, gives it to Robertson, who loses the handle, but he controls it. Back to Van Slyke now between the circles. Back to Levisic. Levisic dribbling around, attacks, pulls up 15 feet. It's off the mark. And the rebound is to Boer. Boer on the attack, pushing right side to Cade Gibbs. Gibbs into the lane, now back out to Jacob Gibbs, and Gibbs makes the 3. Gibbs has 3, and Plainfield has a 5-point lead here early. In between the circles, Cora now right side to Levisic. Levisic dribbling around with the right hand, gives it to Wolf. Wolf tries to go inside to Van Slyke, but it wasn't there. Boer comes down with it. Here's Boer up right high post now to Cade Gibbs. And they're going to say Jacob Gibbs took one too many steps, turned the ball over to Tri-West, and the Bruins now a chance to bring it back within 2. So Robertson will inbound it to Garrett Cora. Cora will cross the timeline now. 5:10 to play first quarter. Bruins down by 5. Up top, it's Levisic. Levisic, who had 5 last night, hands it off to Van Slyke, who also had 5 points for the Bruins last night. Here's Cora on the attack, into the lane with the right hand, scores 2. 3 different scores for the Bruins here early. Left side, Cade East. East working left side baseline, pump fake, now drives in on the block, gives it back out to Cade Gibbs, who launches a 3. It's off the mark. And the rebound falls to the Bruins. Here's Dawson Wolf driving in, going up, putting it up, can't score, rebound to Boer. Bruins down by 3. Aiden Boer now inside to Cade East, and East scores 2. East has 6 of Plainfield's 11. Here's Garrett Cora now crossing the timeline, goes right side to Robertson, inside to Van Slyke. Van Slyke nearly lost the handle now. Pulls it back out, gives it to Cora. Cora now finds Levisic, who fires a 3. It's off the mark. There's Jacob Gibbs with the rebound. Here's Gibbs pushing the ball up the floor, left side to Cade Gibbs, who launches a 3. It's off the mark. Rebound to Garrett Cora. Bruins trying to bring it back within 2 on this possession. Just under 4 minutes to play in the first quarter. Right side, it's Robertson. Robertson on the attack at the high post. Goes in, puts it up, can't score, gets his own rebound, can't score again. There's Wolf fighting for the rebound, but Gibbs comes down with it. Jacob Gibbs on the attack, pulls up from 15. It's off the mark. There's Van Slyke with the rebound. Robertson has it now, pushing right side wing. Robertson inside to Wolf. Wolf goes up, scores 2. Count it. He'll head to the line for 1. So Wolf scores 2. He's got 4 here early. He did not score last night. And now Wolf has the chance to bring it within 2 as there's 3 substitutions here coming in for Plainfield. Mason Nauman in for the Quakers, as well as Ian Scott and Darian Gardner for the Bruins. And now substitutions for Tri-West. Nick Smith checks in. He'll replace Mason Levisic. Sitting for Plainfield is Cade Gibbs, Cade East, as well as Aiden Boer. Alex Covey will replace Dawson Wolf on the make. Wolf converts. He's got 5 points here early. And Alex Covey checks in to replace Dawson Wolf. Boer now with it, working against Garrett Cora. Great ball pressure by the Bruins here early. Here's Boer, who beats the pressure now in between the circles, into the lane, loses the handle, it's out of bounds. Tri-West will have the ball down 2 and a chance to take the lead. Bruins, who have tied but have not led in this contest. Up top now it's Cora. Cora working in between the circles. Gives it to Smith. Smith working right side wing. Smith now finds Robertson on the left side. Gives it back to Cora. Here's Cora now. 3 minutes to play first quarter. Cora on the attack with the right hand. Gets it blocked away by Boer. And now Plainfield with the ball and a 2-point lead. Right side Nauman. Nauman working right side wing. Here is Boer now on the right wing for the Quakers. gets in trouble and gets it back out to Scott. Scott now with it back to Gibbs. Gibbs up top finds Boer for a three. It's off the mark. Rebound on the floor. It's fought around. It's tipped out of bounds. Who was it last touched by? They're going to say the Quakers. Covey was down there fighting for it, but they're going to say the Quakers touched it last. Bruins now down 2.5 minutes to play first quarter. Garrett Cora works it across the timeline and takes it between the circles. Working now, goes left side to Nick Smith. Smith with it now, gives it to Robertson. Robertson back to Cora. Cora, right side wing up top to Nick Smith. Smith on the attack, spin move, high post, gets in trouble, and he gets it away to Van Slyke, avoiding a turnover. Here's Covey, left side baseline, back to Van Slyke. Here's Smith. Smith with it on the attack, drives in, gives it to Cora, mishandled it. Who was it out of bounds? Last touched by Garrett Cora. And it'll be Plainfield ball. 2 minutes to play first quarter. Plainfield leads 11-9. And the winner will claim third place in the Hendricks County tournament. Boer against Cora now as he works his way across the timeline. He goes left side, nearly picked off there by Robertson. Here's Gibbs into the lane. He scores against Covey. Gibbs has got 5. And Plainfield now with a 5-point lead. Robertson right side wing up top to Van Slyke. Here's Smith left side. Nick Smith in trouble. Gives it across the court to Cora. Cora now working between the circles. Finds Smith. Smith on the attack into the lane. Puts it up with the left hand and scores 2. Nick Smith did not score last night, but he's got 2 in the first quarter. Bruins now back within 2. Here's Boer now, right side wing to Gibbs. Gibbs on the attack into the lane, back outside. Here's Nauman for a 3, and it's good. If you remember back to the first meeting between these two schools, Plainfield hit quite a bit of shots from beyond the arc. Robertson now with it. Just under a minute to play first quarter. He's going to fire away a 3. He's fouled. He'll head to the line. So he'll have a chance for an easy 3. And Robertson nearly got that one to go, but he will be at the line with 3 shots coming, 53 4/10. Bruins down by 5, a chance to bring it back within 2. Robertson's first shot is good. And so now Robertson at the line. He's got 2 more coming, and his second shot is good. Ethan Depanet checks in, replacing Van Slyke. And Dawson Wolf will replace Robertson on the next dead ball. Robertson now with his 3rd, and it's good, so he'll come out and he'll have a breather here at the end of the first quarter as Depanet checks in. So the Bruins are with Nick Smith, Ethan Depanet, Alex Covey, Dawson Wolf, and Garrett Cora. Cora, the only starter who has yet to check out yet this evening. Left side, it's Nauman who launches another 3 and connects. Nauman's got 6, and all coming from beyond the arc. It's a 5-point lead here for Plainfield. Here is the Bruins up top. Nick Smith, 3 on the way. A little bit too strong there. Gibbs comes down over to Mason Naiman, who scores 2, and now the Bruins find themselves down 7 with 15 seconds to play. Well, they can get a 3 here at the end of the first and bring it back within 4. Right side, it's Wolf high post into the lane, going up, can't score, rebound, tipped around by Covey. Covey fights for it, but ultimately Naiman comes down with it. Half-court shot, no good. And so at the end of the first, it will be Tri-West 14, Plainfield 21. And the Bruins, who kept it within about 2 or 3 here early on, has kind of fell back, and they've allowed themselves to get down 7 now in this one. So the Bruins down 7 here early in this one, but definitely have been using the bench yet this evening. And so they'll come out second quarter. They will have the basketball. And Adam Benner, the principal of Tri-West High School, will join us here in the second quarter. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Oh, we're doing pretty good, pretty good. So the Bruins down 7 here at the end of the first. What's there to take away from that? What did you see in that first quarter of action?
Well, overall, I think one of the things that you had to be a little concerned about after the last couple of games is just our ability to take care of the ball against a big athletic team like Plainfield. And I would say, for the most part, a couple turnovers here or there, but for the most part, we've done a pretty good job in that area. So, 7-point ball game, we're right there.
So the Bruins to start the second quarter will go with Dawson Wolf, Luke Robertson, Ethan Deponette, Braden Van Slyke, and Mason Levisic. Here's Deponette working left side. He turns it over, and now a foul there on Mason Levisic as he comes off limping. And a foul will be on Levisic. His first, the team's second of the contest. So it'll be Plainfield ball.
Tough spot for Deponette there. That's not away from the basket. That's probably not where we want us to be, but got kind of caught in a tough situation there.
So now Plainfield will inbound. And, of course, the Bruins playing without Taylor Gardner this evening, who had 17 last night for the Bruins in scoring. Right side, it's Naaman working against Robertson. Up top to Fuller, now back out. Cade Gibbs has it. Great defense here by the Bruins. There's a 15-foot jumper. It's off the mark by Naaman. And the Bruins come down with it, down 7. Here's Wolf up top now to Van Slyke, over to Robertson. Here's Levisic driving in, a foul on Plainfield. And that'll be Kobe Fuller, his first of the contest. It'll be Bruins ball under their own basket baseline left. So Aiden Boer now will check in for the Quakers. He replaces Kobe Fuller. Robertson gets it into Deponette. Deponette on the attack now, drives in, puts it up, lays it in.
Good strong move by Ethan there. Nice dig.
Now up top it's Boer, over to Cade Gibbs. Back out now, Boer has it. He's going to fire away a 3. It's off the mark, rebound to Robertson. Bruins now a chance to bring it back within 3. Here's Robertson from 15. It's good, and Plainfield is going to have to use a timeout. 21-18, the Bruins have rattled off 4 unanswered to start the second quarter of action. What kind of was a contributing factor to that?
Good spurt there. I would say offensively, just 2 nice, strong moves to the basket. That's the biggest thing. It's easy to get intimidated. Obviously, there's a size advantage on the Quaker side, but look, at the end of the day, you got to be able to take the ball to the rack with some confidence. Definitely able to do that, and then just a good stepping into it, Jay, by Robertson. So good little spurt here.
So the Bruins now trying to keep that momentum running. It'll be Plainfield basketball. And it'll be Boer bringing it across the timeline. A little bit of a 1-3-1 zone here for the Bruins.
Coach Bontrager saw an opportunity there, spot a new defense off the timeout. Maybe we can get a quick turnover here.
Left side, Boer. Now on the attack, it's Naaman. Now back out to Scott. Scott driving in, gets it over to Cade Gibbs, who goes up and scores 2. Breaks the ice there in the second quarter for the Quakers. Those are Cade Gibbs' first points of the evening as well. Here's Wolf on the attack, driving in, goes up, and gets it to go. So Dawson Wolf, who did not score last night, now has 7 points here in this first half. The Bruins down 3, 6:15 to play in the first half. Left side now, it's Naaman who fires away at 3, and it's good. So Naaman, who's hit 3 from beyond the arc this evening, and he has 11 points. Here's a 3. It's off the mark by Van Slyke, and now Cade East has it for the Quakers. East, who gets in trouble, great defensive pressure there by Ethan, and now they get it across the court. Gibbs loses it, and Robertson comes down with it. Robertson finds Van Slyke. Great pass there. Van Slyke too strong off the glass. And Cade Gibbs comes down. Here's Gibbs on the attack. Lost the handle. And they're going to say his last touch by Robertson there as Garrett Coral will return for the Bruins as well as Jacob Gibbs. So Levisic will check out. And so will Aiden Boer.
Bruins got to be careful here. Pace getting a little quick. Make sure we're taking care of the ball. Slow this thing down just a little bit on the offensive end.
Gibbs gets it into his brother Cade Gibbs. Now working right side is Naaman. Left side Gibbs, now over to Cade East. East against Dawson Wolf now. Drives in, and Dawson Wolf creates a turnover. Here's Wolf on the attack, driving in, and a blocking foul. They're going to say no bucket, and they're going to get a blocking foul, I believe, on Plainfield. Jacob Gibbs picks up his first. 5:19 to play in the second quarter, and Bruins down 6 here as Aiden Boer returns, replacing Jacob Gibbs. Robertson will inbound under his own basket, baseline right. Gets it into Van Slyke on the right side. Garrett Cora now working. Back to Robertson, who pick and pop three. It's off the mark. There's Deponette fighting for the rebound. Last touched by Ethan, and it'll be Plainfield basketball. 5:12 to play in the first half. Bruins down 6. Boer now crosses the timeline, working with the right hand against Garrett Cora. Back out top to Ian Scott. Now left side, it's Naaman, who dribbles it straight out of bounds. And so it'll be Bruins basketball now. Alex Covey returns, replacing Ethan Deponette. So Deponette, while he was in, scored 2 points.
See a good adjustment against the Naaman kid there. Kind of rush him a little bit, make him put the ball on the floor, don't let him stand there, shoot the three like he has the last couple of times. It's a good adjustment.
Robertson finds Dawson Wolf. Dawson Wolf scores 2. He's got 9 for the Bruins. It's back to a 4-point deficit for Tri-West. Left side, Naaman. Now back out top to Cade East. East now right side to Cade Gibbs on the attack in the lane. Back out to Scott. He's off the mark. There's Dawson Wolf with a rebound. Wolf over to Cora now. Setting up the offense here. Trying to get it potentially back within 1 here. Van Slyke loses the handle from Garrett Cora. Plainfield comes down with it now. Boer, an open 3. It's off the mark. There's Van Slyke with the defensive rebound. Garrett Cora now works across the timeline. Goes to Van Slyke, now left side to Wolf. Inside to Robertson. Fade away, 15-footer is off the mark. Cade East comes down with a rebound. Left side Gibbs into the lane against Van Slyke. Van Slyke draws the offensive foul call. And it'll give the Bruins the basketball. Great hustle play there by Van Slyke to get set and draw the charge.
Absolutely. Great hustle play there. Got his feet in the right spot.
And so Nick Chin will check in, replacing Dawson Wolf. And now Darian Gardner in for Plainfield, replacing Ian Scott.
Some really good minutes out of Dawson Wolf. That's a good stretch for him.
Here's Cora with it, in trouble now, has to get rid of it, and he does to Robertson. Left side Chin, inside to Covey. Covey lost the handle, but he gets it to Van Slyke, who goes up and scores 2. So Covey able to save some trouble there. Van Slyke scores 2. That's his first points of the contest. Bruins back within 2 now. Up top it's Gibbs, right side to Naaman. Over now, it's Boer, right side to Naaman for a 3. It's off the mark. Rebound to Garrett Cora. Here come the Bruins now, a chance to take the lead here, down 2. 3:15 to play in this one. Right side, Garrett Cora working left side to Robertson. Up top to Nick Chin on the left wing. Chin, right side to Robertson. Robertson now loses the handle but gets it back. Here's Cora with it, right side wing. Back to Van Slyke. Van Slyke on the attack into the lane. He lost the handle. There's Naaman coming down with the basketball. Cade East in the lane. Gets it blocked away by Luke Robertson. There's Van Slyke to follow with the rebound. And it will be out of bounds. Last touch by the Quakers. Bruins ball. A chance to take the lead. Bontrager going to use a timeout here to set up the offense he wants to run with 2:49 to play in the first half. So, and Adam Benner with me on the call. Hello, everyone. I'm Grant Covey. So what adjustments were made there early in the second quarter? Got it back within 2 now after starting the quarter down 7.
Yeah, I don't know that there necessarily was any big switches from Coach Bontrager. I mean, it's just a good job of executing, made some shots. A great defensive effort there by Robertson on the hustle back. Would have been real easy, just concede the layup there and get up there, contest every play, and you know, hey, we're scrapping around here, keeping this ball game.
2:49 left in this second quarter, and if you remember back to last night, this is where the Bruins let the game go. They allowed Avon to get up by 15, so Bontrager, of course, wants to not let that happen again.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's probably why you saw the timeout from Coach there right before the half. Wants to make sure we have a plan together here.
Baseline jumper by Covey gets it to go. It's a tie ball game at 26 all. Here's Boer crossing the timeline for the Quakers. Picks up his dribble, right side wing, inside to Gardner, who goes up and scores 2. So Darian Gardner scores 2. His first points of the game, and another turnover there by the Bruins, and Cade East on the layup gets fouled, so he'll head to the line with 2 shots coming.
Coach getting after Cora a little bit there. That's just one of those spots where, try to get the ball over there to Chin. I mean, what's he going to do with it there probably if you get it to him? So that's one you just got to hang on to as a point guard.
Chance for 2 more for Plainfield. It's off the mark by East on his first. And so now the best Plainfield can do is make it a 3-point advantage as Ian Scott checks in to replace Mason Naaman. And he does, in fact, make it a 3-point lead for Plainfield. Dawson Wolf checks in to replace Nick Chin. And Wolf did not score in last night's contest, but he's got 9 here early in the first half. Here's Cora working in trouble, gets it to Robertson. Robertson now back to Cora. Cora crosses the timeline on the left side. Covey now working left baseline, back to Cora. Up top now is Robertson. 2 minutes to play in the first half. Cora now up top, in between the circles. Dribbles around, gets it to Robertson. Bruins setting up their set. Here's Robertson with a long 2. It's off the mark. There's East with the rebound. East pushes the ball up the floor between the circles, stops on a dime, gives it left side to Ian Scott. Scott inside to Gardner. Gardner spin move, gets in trouble, but a foul. They're going to get Dawson Wolf for his first foul. So really no foul trouble to speak of. Wolf, Cora, Levisik, and Van Slyke all with 1. No foul trouble on Plainfield's side either. Gibbs, both Gibbs brothers have 1, and Fuller has 1 as well. Left side, Gibbs now working Cade East with it inside, gets in trouble, gets it over to Ian Scott. Now back to Cade Gibbs, who goes up. He can't score, but he'll head to the line for 2 shots. And the foul on Garrett Cora. 1:26 to play in the first half. Cade Gibbs at the line.
Really important stretch here. Get these free throws done, but man, we need one or two more buckets here before the half. Keep this thing nice and close.
So Gibbs connects on his first. Back to a 4-point advantage for Plainfield. And he misses the second. There's Van Slyke with the rebound. And this is a position where Tri-West may try to hold, in fact, for the last shot with 1:15 remaining.
Yeah, that's a long stretch, but definitely want to make sure we get a good one here. No need to be in a hurry.
Inside to Covey, back to Robertson.
Just things within a basket or 2 by halftime. That would be a great accomplishment at this point.
Inside to Wolf. Wolf gets his shot blocked away, but he fights for the rebound. Who last touched it? And the officials are going to give it to Tri-West. Kind of saved by the bell there, and they'll have the basketball 57 and 4/10 seconds. And Covey will check out, and Ethan Deponette will replace him.
Looked like the nearest official kind of got screened out on there. Had to ask for some help from the guy near half court. That's a tougher call for him.
Robertson inbounds it to Cora. Up top now, Dawson Wolf with it. Left side to Robertson. And a foul call on Plainfield away from the bucket.
Good strong post by Deponette causing that foul.
Gardner picks up his first. So now the Bruins 1 foul away from the bonus. 52 seconds to play in the first half. Inside, it's Robertson. And Cade East comes down with a 50-50 ball there. But Cora able to intercept that pass by the Quakers. Now 40 seconds to play in the first half. Bruins down 4 up top. It's Van Slyke. Here's Robertson on the attack into the lane. Gets his shot blocked away. There's Wolf with the follow. Wolf can't get it to go. And a foul on the Bruins. They're going to get Dawson Wolf for his second.
Gotta love the scrap by the Bruins around the basket. Really fighting hard in there. Just couldn't get that layup to go in.
And so now Mason Naaman will check in. And obviously Naaman, who's hit three-pointers in this one, you've got to be aware of him with 30 seconds to score. They're obviously going to try to hold for the last shot here.
Yeah, no question about it. That's definitely a kid who they're going to try to get the ball in his hands here.
Here's Cade East on the left side. Back out top to Scott. 15 seconds holding Plainfield here. Scoreless would be a mental victory, moral victory for your team. Here's Cade Gibbs into the lane. He scores 2, so the Bruins a chance to score with 5 seconds. They get it to Robertson. Robertson to Van Slyke in the corner. He got fouled. They're going to call it. He'll have 3 shots coming. Clear as day. Van Slyke got knocked clear to the floor with 5-10 seconds to play. And so now Van Slyke with 3 shots coming.
You see the eruption from the Plainfield side. Kind of surprising. It sure sounded like skin, didn't it?
Sure did. Here's a Van Slyke. He's got 3 shots with 5-10. And gets the first one to go. So a chance to bring it within 3. Here's Van Slyke with it. Second shot is good. So going into halftime, what adjustments need to be made? You know, they really played an excellent first half here. Had a couple slip-ups there in the second quarter, though.
Yeah, I mean, just some really good get in there ball.
And so his third shot, no good.
And some really good things from the half. I mean, I don't know if we could have expected much more out of Garrett Cora first start of the year. Done a great job handling the ball. Played good defense for the most part. I don't know what the rebound stats look like, but I think we're pretty close to even. That's probably about as good as we could hope for.
And after a first half that was last night versus Avon, Coach Bontrager got to be happy with the way his team played. Down 4 here at halftime. A little work to do, but definitely something that can be done.
Absolutely.
All right, so we'll come back for the start of the third quarter, and we'll have first half stats in just a little bit. Hey, thanks for joining us here on YouTube. You're listening to Tri-West Boys Basketball. welcome back. And at halftime here, the third place game of the Hendricks County Tournament, Tri-West finds themselves down 4 at halftime. We welcome you back to our halftime show. We're about 90 seconds away from third quarter action. Let's take you through some first half statistics. And the Bruins really spreading out scoring, something they didn't do last night. Only 5 players in the scoring column for them. But let's start with Plainfield, though. Mason Name leads all scorers with 11. Cade East has 7. Cade Gibbs and Jay respectively with 5. Aiden Boer and Darian Gardner respectively with 2 points at the half. Plainfield, who scored 21 points in the first quarter, scored half that in the second quarter, scoring 11. In the first quarter, the Bruins scored 14 points. They also scored 14 in the second quarter. That's how we get to 28. Dawson Wolf leads the Bruins in scoring with 9. Robertson has 7. Garrett Cora has 2. Braden Van Slyke has 4 at the half. Ethan Depanet has 2. Nick Smith has 2. And Alex Covey has 2 at the half as well. So we're getting you set third quarter action. The Bruins come out of the locker room, and we're joined again by Adam Benner, principal at Tri-West High School, joins us here in the broadcast. Hey, thanks for coming on. And third quarter now, Bruins down 4. What do they got to do coming out on both ends of the floor?
Well, you know we're going to get a spurt out of Plainfield. I'm sure Coach was imploring his guys to really come out, get after the ball handlers here in the beginning of the second half. So just got to weather the storm here a little bit. You know it's coming. Just got to take care of the basketball, continue to do the things we've been doing.
All right, so coming out of the half, Tri-West will be back with their original starters: Mason Levisik, Dawson Wolf, Luke Robertson, Braden Van Slyke, and Garrett Cora. Plainfield, they go with Aiden Boer. Also in there, Cade Gibbs, Cade East, as well as Jacob Gibbs. Inside, it's Cade Gibbs. Now back out top to Fuller, who drives in, lays it up, can't score. There's the follow by East. He scores 2. And Plainfield now with a 6-point lead and a turnover created there by East. East has 4 to start the third quarter. He's got 11 on the evening. Bontrager going to use a timeout as he finds his team now down 36-28 here at the 30 seconds into the third quarter. So what did you see that spurt there by Plainfield, able to come out on the first possession? They get a weak side rebound, offensive rebound, and then they create a turnover against Garrett Cora.
Yep, that's exactly what we had just talked about. You know, you get them in there crashing the boards. That's one of the things we've been able to do a good job in the first half, is keep them off the offensive glass. They get immediate putback, jump out into that press, and get a quick bucket. So sort of see that coming from Plainfield. Like I said, just got to weather the storm here, take care of the ball. We're going to have to, I'm sure, talking about some press offense right now in the huddle.
We will use this opportunity to thank our sponsors on the broadcast, More Chiropractic and Brad Chin Realty. We thank them for their support of our broadcast here on YouTube. You can follow the Tri-West boys basketball team all season long. Subscribe to our YouTube account. It is free. Tri-West boys basketball will have live streaming every single game from across the board there. And now Tri-West coming out, they'll have to go the length of the floor. Plainfield in with full court pressure, Plainfield with an 8-point lead here. Van Slyke will inbound. Looks to get in, and he does to Robertson. Robertson now with it. Stutter step, goes over to Cora on the left side. He gets it safely across the timeline, but quickly gets in trouble. He gets it to Robertson. Bruins get bailed out there with a no call. Here's Wolf inside. Can't score. There's Robertson with the follow, but a foul on Plainfield on the rebound. And they're going to get on Aiden Boer, his first of the contest.
Yeah, fortunate there. Definitely looked like that could have been a turnover.
Cora with it, back to Robertson. Inside to Van Slyke, who gets the ball taken away from him. Tipped out of bounds. It'll be Tri-West basketball now, down 8. Robertson will inbound under his own basket, baseline left. Looking to get it in, and has to inbound it to Wolf there in the back, nearly in the back court there. Here's Cora between the circles, working around right side, finds Levisik right wing. Levisik at the high post, dribbles it back out, gives it to Van Slyke. Here's Cora on the baseline, back to Levisik. Bruins looking for a shot they want. Levisik step back 2 on the way, off the mark, out of bounds, last touched by Cade Gibbs, and it will give the Bruins the basketball under their own basket. Baseline right side. Inside to Dawson Wolf. Wolf spin around. Layup no good. There's Cora with the follow. He goes up. He'll have a chance for 2 shots as he was fouled coming on the way up. And the foul will be on Jacob Gibbs, his second of the contest.
Great job by Cora there.
Or his third, rather.
Poking his nose in there with the big boys.
Cora now will have 2 shots. Chance to get it back within 6. Now he'll only have a chance to get it back within 5 as he's unable to connect on the first. And so now Ian Scott comes out and Ian Scott comes in and replaces Jacob Gibbs, who has 3 fouls. And Cora is off the mark on his second. Ian Scott will grab the rebound. Boer driving in, gets his pocket picked, but a foul on Plainfield. They're going to get Garrett Cora. That'll be his third of the contest. 6:39 to play in the third quarter. Bruins down by 8. Boer looks to make it 10 here. They're going to say he was shooting. He's able to connect on the first there. Boer now with his second, and it's good. Gives Plainfield a 10-point advantage.
Looks like man pressure from the Quakers here.
Van Slyke right side to Cora. Cora back to Van Slyke in between the circles. Left side Robertson, now Levisik has it. Up top now Cora with it. Driving in right side, gives it to Dawson Wolf. Wolf on the attack in the baseline, goes up, can't score, but a charge against Dawson will give Plainfield the basketball. That'll be Dawson Wolf's first foul. So the Bruins, who really got out of the first half not really in any sort of foul trouble, now has 2 players with Cora and Wolf both with 3 fouls.
Yeah, with Gardner not able to play today, depth obviously not to our advantage here. Down at least 1 body, so definitely have to keep an eye on that foul situation.
And so now Kobe Fuller with it. He'll work it across the timeline. Now left side Boer. Boer driving in, and the layup is no good. There's Scott with the rebound. He goes up, and he took 1 too many steps.
Yeah, definitely could have got him for over the back there. Got a break there, but kind of drug that pivot foot a little bit.
So now Dawson Wolf will inbound. He'll have to go the length of the floor, and they're going to get a they're not going to get the substitution in before the inbound. Here's Robertson working left side to Levisik. Levisik inside to Van Slyke. Van Slyke at the baseline is off the mark. Cade Gibbs comes down with the rebound. That's a bucket you really need to have there to kind of stop the fire from Plainfield. The Bruins yet to score in this half, and a 3-ball by Boer. And so now Bontrager uses a timeout after his team has gone scoreless in this third quarter, nearly 2.5 minutes into this one. 5:36 to play in the third quarter. Bruins find themselves down 41-28. So what is Coach Bontrager saying during this timeout? Bruins down a considerable amount here, down by 13. What's the message here?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure some of it, again, is press offense. But overall, you just really have seen Plainfield turn up the heat defensively, really getting out and pressuring the ball handlers. Sometimes you can use that aggressiveness to their disadvantage. So, maybe some back screen offense, a little bit of back cut, some of those kind of things where you get them out there overplaying the passing lane, overplaying the ball handler, and try to take advantage of that somehow. And
of course, this third quarter so crucial. It was crucial last night for the Bruins. They were outscored in all quarters last night, but particularly in the third quarter, they were outscored 14-11. They were outscored 21-4 in the fourth quarter last night. So the second half not Tri-West friend last night. But they'll have the ball now, down by 13. Definitely not out of this one. Van Slyke will inbound, and Covey checked in at the timeout. So the Bruins go with Van Slyke, Cora, Luke Robertson, Alex Covey, and Mason Levisik. Robertson with it, gets it back to Cora, who nearly mishandled it there. Works it, tries to get it across the timeline before he turns it over. He's fighting for the ball on the floor. He gives it to Levisik somehow to avoid the turnover, and a foul on Plainfield. They're going to get Cade Gibbs for his second. And And so now Van Slyke will inbound, cross court left. We'll get it into Robertson between the circles. Cora with it now, working right side to Robertson. Robertson on the attack, and a foul away from the basketball. They're going to get Plainfield foul on Kobe Fuller there.
A really strong reaction there. Almost got the tee, saw the referee put the whistle in his mouth, and thought better of it. Fortunate for that young man. Coach going to let him have a seat, cool off a little bit, and I'm sure he'll be back in.
So he checks out, and Mason Naaman replaces him. Robertson working the post, gives it back to Van Slyke. Bruins looking for their first bucket of the second half. Van Slyke beats his defender and scores 2.
Nice move by Braden there.
And so now it'll be Boer with it, working right side. Boer gives it inside to East. East with it, working against Van Slyke. Creates a turnover.
Good.
Over and back is the call. Bruins with the basketball down 11. With a chance to bring it back within 8 here, get it down to single digits. Nick Smith checks in to replace Mason Levisic. And so Cora here will cross the timeline right side. Half-court offense is really something the Bruins have been able to do well this season. There's Van Slyke in between the circles, nearly lost the handle. A foul on Plainfield. Aiden Boer picks up his second. So the Bruins using the fouls a bit of to their advantage here in this one.
Yeah, and that's the flip side. Of course, I'm sure Coach for Plainfield really got after them to increase the intensity defensively, but it's also resulted in 5 fouls here quickly.
Smith into the lane, gets in trouble, tries to get it to Cora, but turns the ball over. Right side now, Cade East. East over to Scott. Scott against Covey now, back up top to Boer, and he'll go against Luke Robertson. Boer, right side wing. Smith done a great job there denying Cade Gibbs the post position. Left side, Cade East into the lane, in trouble. Nick Smith takes it away. Here's Smith working across the timeline for the Bruins. Into the lane, goes up, no shot, but a foul before the shot will be against Plainfield. And they're going to get Aiden Boer, his third. So Plainfield working with a little bit of foul trouble. Jacob Gibbs enters, replacing Cade East. And we'll get Kobe Fellier back in, replacing Aiden Boer.
Great effort by Smith in that last half-court possession, working against a much bigger man.
Smith has to go back and inbound it in the backcourt. Gives it to Robertson. Robertson with it now. Inside, up with the right hand, doesn't score as he gets it swatted away, but Core's able to save it and get it to Robertson. Second chance effort, count it. He'll head to the line with 1.
That's just grinding it out right there. Nothing fancy about that. Those 50-50 ball, just giving effort. Gotta love it.
A chance now to bring it within 8. And so now Darian Gardner will check in to replace Jacob Gibbs. Luke Robertson at the line, 3:44 to play in the third quarter, and the three-point play is successful. So it took 3 tries for Robertson, but he was able to get it to go. Here is Fellier now with it. Driving in, right hand, goes up, can't score. There's Covey with the rebound, got it swatted away by Gibbs, but Robertson was able to control it. Nearly lost the handle there, but he gets it back. And Bontrager wants him to take it easy here and get a good bucket. Here's Van Slyke, who gets fouled on the way up. He'll head to the line with 2 shots coming, so the Bruins a bit of a spurt of energy here.
That's, again, that goes back kind of like we talked about right at the beginning of the half. We sort of withstood the rush that we knew was coming. We've settled it back down here. Got a chance to get it down to a 2-possession game again.
Van Slyke makes the first. Ethan Deponette checks in to replace Garrett Cora. Van Slyke now trying to bring it back within 5, or then 6 rather. He can't. Ian Scott gets the rebound, 41-34. Here's Fuller now with it for the Quakers. Inside is Gardner. Lost the handle, gives it back out to Cade Gibbs. He took 1 too many steps.
Sure did.
Boer will check back in. He'll replace Ian Scott. So it's kind of interesting when you look at the Hendricks County tournament. It both played out the same way on the boys' side as it did the girls' side. So earlier today, Danville and Cascade, both the boys and the girls faced off. Danville victorious in both of those matchups. And then, of course, Tri-West and Plainfield here as Robertson scores 2. Now Boer with it, left side wing. And then you'll get Avon and Brownsburg boys, both the boys and the girls playing for the county title later this evening. A foul on the way up. They're going to get Covey his first.
That's a frustrating one. The referee right in front of that play did not call a foul. You know, if the official sees what he sees, you got to call it. But man, that's hard to swallow.
Gibbs will have 2. That's Covey's first, so not much to worry about there. But Gibbs does make the first. And Cade East and Ian Scott replace Kobe Fuller and Mason Naaman. And the second shot there by Cade Gibbs is good. Bruins, they're down here by 7. Nick Smith, miscommunication there on the hand up, but he gets it back. Left side, it's Robertson. Robertson working left side wing. Trying to get a shot they want. Here's Van Slyke pulling up. It's off the mark. Rebound. Tipped around and controlled by Darian Gardner. But Van Slyke picks off the pass. He's into the lane. An offensive foul call against Van Slyke, his second. Van Slyke's not going to be too happy with himself about that one. And an offensive foul call there. Plainfield will have the basketball now. Those are types of hustle plays there that really haven't fell the Bruins' way here this afternoon.
No, that's an unfortunate one. I mean, you got the steal, had a chance for a bucket, and kind of that 50-50 play can go either way.
Boer with it. They don't call him for the push-off there against Van Slyke. Here's East with it up top, inside to Cade Gibbs against Robertson. Gibbs goes up. He'll head to the line for 2, as I believe they're going to get Nick Smith here. Or rather, yeah, they will get Smith for his first. And Gibbs will have 2. He's only missed 1 free shot this afternoon. And as he makes the first one there, he's 100% here in the third quarter at 3 of 3. He was 1 of 2 in the first half. 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. Bruins now down 9. Nick Smith with it, crosses the timeline to Robertson. Robertson now working left side wing. Stutter step, now pulls it back out, gets in trouble. Has to dribble again. The missed double dribble there is tipped out of bounds by Plainfield. And
I think that ball got tipped by somebody. You saw the double team rush out of Robertson there. Kind of tried to peek over that taller defender in front of them. I think that somebody got the other guy poked it out.
Robertson will inbound. He'll get it into Cora. Cora with it now right side. Down 9. 95 seconds to play in this third quarter. Right side Cora. Cora working right wing. Gets it to Depanet. Depanet up top to Robertson. Robertson with it. Thought about the 3, instead drives in, pulls up, long 2 on the way is good.
Yeah, you can see it in his body language. Luke's really feeling it. He's looking for that jumper.
Now Boer will have it. He'll work with 1:14 to play in the third quarter. The Bruins trying to rally back here late in the third. Inside to Boer, inside to Gibbs. Gibbs cross court to East. He's got a wide open look and it falls. Bit of a momentum shift there. Bruins now down 10. Right side Robertson. Bruins fell earlier this season by 14 to the Quakers. Depanet in trouble, finds Van Slyke in the corner. There's the answer by Van Slyke. He's got 6 in this third quarter.
That's a big shot to keep us close.
Gets into double digits on the afternoon. Boer with it up top now, back to Gardner. Gardner with it right side to Ian Scott. Scott with it, back to Gibbs, now back to East, working left side wing. Up top now is Gardner, back to East, now to Scott. Trying to hold for the last second shot here. Here's Gardner with it, up top to Cade Gibbs. Great defense by the Bruins here. 9 seconds to shoot. Here's Gibbs on the attack. Braden Van Slyke falls down. They're going to say no shot. Blocking foul against Van Slyke. His third, and so he'll come out for this remaining 5 and 9, or no, rather Cora will come out. Nick Smith replacing him. Gobi Fuller will check in, replacing Darian Gardner. Here's Burr with it, under his own basket. Right side east, 4 seconds to score. Now to Gibbs with it. Gets a shot off, but it's off the mark. Bruins down 7 as they head to the fourth quarter. We'll be back. An exciting fourth quarter, so Adam Benner joins us here. What do they have to, Tri-West comes out a late third quarter surge there, gets them back within 7.
Yeah, you can see a little bit some of the mismatches that the Gibbs kid is causing us down there. Got a 3 in the corner where you got to get in there and help out on him. We got the kick out, and then they bang a 3 in. So they present some challenges to us, but I think however this fourth quarter goes, you just got to be really happy with the scrap, fight, claw that the Bruins have showed today. It's been a really competitive game. We're really grinding it out down there defensively against a much bigger team. So, of course, you hope we can rally up to the W here, but regardless, this has been a good, positive 3 quarters for us.
Bruins outscored in that quarter 16-13. And since being outscored by 7 in the first quarter, they've only been outscored by 3 in each of the second and third quarter.
Yeah, it's going to take a little. If we're going to get back in this, have a chance to win the ball game, it's going to take a little 6 or 8 point spurt here, probably to get us back into it. And we put ourselves in a good position.
So now it'll be Bruins basketball, and they will have the ball to start the fourth quarter. Cora with it, crosses the timeline, going right side to Dawson Wolf. Wolf with it on the attack, and a foul against Aiden Boer. That's big because that is his 4th of the evening. And so he'll have to come out and sit for a while. He picked up that early in the fourth quarter. Mason Naaman checks in for the Quakers, replacing Aiden Boer. Wolf at the line now, 1-1 coming, so this is big the rest of the way here for the Bruins. They'll be in the bonus. Both teams will be in the bonus the rest of the way here, as Wolf did connect on his first to bring it back within 6, and a chance now to bring it back within 5. And he converts. Wolf a perfect 100% on the evening from the charity stripe.
Wolf had a really good game offensively. Taking the ball to the rack, made his free throws. Really nice job by him. Here's
Fuller with it, and a blocking foul against Garrett Cora. That'll be his 4th. And now at the line will be Fuller with a 1-1 bonus opportunity. Fuller has yet to score in this one.
That's an important foul by Cora. Out there he's trying to do what coach tells him to do. He's really getting after the ball handler, but he's done a good job handling the ball for us as well offensively, and so.
Misses the front end of the 1-1, but they get the offensive rebound. Fuller with it, takes one dribble, now gives it over to Naaman. Back to Cade East, who has an open lane. He attacks and lays it in for 2. Not really what you wanted to give up there after the missed bonus opportunity there by Plainfield.
That would have been a huge rebound if we could have got it off the 1-1. Got a bad bounce.
High post, Van Slyke has to fight for it. He does to Smith. Smith finds Covey, who goes up too strong off the glass, but there's Wolf with the hustle play and the offensive rebound. Fight for the ball on the floor. Who was it last touched by? They're going to save the Bruins. They'll give it to Plainfield. 7-point contest, 7:15 to play in the fourth quarter. And the Bruins on a 3-game losing streak here, but like we mentioned in the pregame, they've came against 2 4A opponents and a ranked 3A opponent. This is their 3rd 4A opponent now in 2 straight games in 3 of their last 4 contests.
It's been a tough stretch of road, no question about it.
Left side, Cade East for the Quakers. Just under 7 minutes to play in this one. Up top now it's Scott. Over to Fuller, who drives in, lays it up, but can't score. There's Robertson with the rebound. Here's the Bruins on the attack in transition. Robertson gets the ball taken away. Cade East comes down with it.
Man, that sure looked like it could have been a foul out there against Robertson. Boy, that's a close one.
And now Nick Smith draws a foul, his 2nd. And it'll be a 1-1 now for Cade Gibbs. Here's Gibbs. Converts on the front end, and he'll have one more coming. Chance to make it, put it back to a 9-point contest. And he does. Gibbs has only missed one shot, free shot this evening. Here's Robertson now, left side to Smith. Smith with it, back to Dawson Wolf. Over to Robertson now, working right side wing. Robertson up top to Van Slyke, thought about the three, instead puts the ball on the floor, dribbles around, high post, 15-footer on the way. And off the mark, rebound falls to Ian Scott. Here's Mason Naaman, now left side to Cade Gibbs on the baseline, and a foul against Van Slyke. They're going to get him for the block, and that'll be his fourth of the contest.
That's another close one. That's another close one. We've had 3 or 4, on each end, a couple on each end. Those kind of block charge calls that, can go either way. Either way you call it, somebody's going to be happy, somebody's going to be upset, and I feel like they got the raw end of the deal. So, I don't know, those are tough.
Cora checks in, replacing Nick Smith. Gibbs at the line with the 1-and-1, makes the first. He was 100% in the third quarter and continues that into the fourth. This will be his fourth free shot of the quarter, and he converts, going a perfect 8 of 8 from the line here in the second half.
Usually if we talk about how well he's shooting it from the line, they miss one. They didn't let us put the jinx on him that time, did he?
Right side, it's Robertson. And a foul against the Quakers. So Robertson will head to the line with 2 shots coming. They're going to get Cade East for his first. And East might have caught an elbow there. Appears to be a bit shaken up. Robertson will have 2 shots coming now in the double bonus.
That was kind of an awkward collision there for sure.
First shot is off the mark. Depanet checks in to replace Van Slyke, who has 4 fouls on the evening. Robertson with his second, able to convert. And so now it will be Plainfield crossing the timeline with Fuller. Fuller now left side. It's Naaman. Naaman into the lane. Loses the handle but gets it to Cade somehow, and Cade scores 2. Bruins only have 3 points in this quarter. Here's Depanet. All points in this quarter coming from the charity stripe. Inside to Covey, back to Cora. Cora with it, back to Alex Covey. Now Garrett Cora working right side wing. Back to Robertson. Robertson with it, right wing, drives in, attacks, goes up, can't score. Cade Gibbs gets the rebound over to Scott, who goes up and lays it in for an easy 2. And now Coach Bontrager going to use a timeout, down 14 with 5 minutes to play here. What's the adjustment offensively? They really haven't been able to get open looks here at the basket.
Yeah, this is probably a timeout just as much to get some guys a little bit of a rest here. Just get them a few minutes off their feet, get a drink. Starting to look a little gassed in that last minute or so. So I don't know if it's necessarily any huge strategic adjustment. This is just trying to get some guys to blow here quickly.
The Bruins have 1 timeout remaining. And they'll come out of the timeout with 5:09 to play. So the Bruins trying to rally back in this one. We'll come back with the rest of the fourth quarter in just a few moments. So now out of the timeout, it will be Bruins basketball. We'll have to go the length of the floor here. Down 14, 5:09 to play. Van Slyke returns, replacing Alex Covey.
See Levisic back in the game for the Bruins too. That's probably our best 3-point shooter.
Wolf on the attack from 15 feet gets fouled, so he'll have 2 shots coming. And They're going to get Cade East for his second. And now Dawson Wolf will have 2 shots coming. He's got 9, only 2 in the second half, that coming from the free throw line. First shot on the way for Wolf, and he converts. Wolf at the line with his second. Exactly 5 minutes to play in this one. And he converts. Bruins got it within 58-46, down 12. Fuller with it. Dribbles around now. Up top. He gets it back. Right side to Scott. Up top now it is Naaman into the lane. Gives it over to East, who lays it in for 2. East has 6 in this quarter. Right side Robertson. Back to Dawson Wolf. Wolf with it. Dribbles around. Really lost the handle there. Gives it back to Mason Levisic. Here's Van Slyke with it. Falls on the floor. Able to keep his dribble there. Mason Levisic with it. Step back 3 on the way is off the mark. The rebound is to Cade East. Here's Gibbs with it on the attack. Now back out. Mason Naaman has it. Nearly got his pocket picked by Robertson there. Now Cade Gibbs goes over to Fuller now, and he took 1 too many steps, and it'll be Brownsburg or Tri-West basketball now. 60-46. Bruins down 14. Gonna need a bit of an offensive spurt to get back into this one.
Yeah, they really do. And you see a lot of guys sort of hanging on shorts here, starting to maybe run out of gas a little bit.
Levisic's 3 is off the mark, but Robertson gets the rebound inside to Wolf, who goes up. He is fouled. He will have 2 shots on the way. And Ian Scott his first. Dawson Wolf at the line. He's got 2 shots on the way.
When you're trying to come back a lot of points in a short time, this is the way to do it. You know, get on the foul line, stop the clock, bang him in from the free throw line, and start chip this thing away.
Alex Covey returns, and so does Ethan Depanet. They replace Mason Levisic and Braden Van Slyke. And the second shot is good. Bruins now within 12, 3:35 to play. Cade Gibbs with it, left side. Naaman has it. Naaman now in between the circles, drives into the lane, goes up, can't score, but a foul. And they're going to get Dawson Wolf his 4th of the contest.
You saw Covey kind of get switched out on a guard. I'm sure that's not the matchup that we're looking for, but you know, sometimes you get switched off like that, and good recognition by Plainfield, take advantage of it.
Naaman will have 2 shots on the way, and he converts on his first.
Looks like we're going to see a little offense-defense with Covey and Depanet getting in on the defensive possessions, and Levisic and getting back in offensively. Levisic and Van Slyke getting back in offensively.
Van Slyke and Levisic replace Covey and Depanet. They'll go offense-defense the rest of the way. Second shot is good. Cora with it now. Crosses the timeline on the right side, over to Wolf. Gets a steal there is Cade Gibbs, but he's off the mark on the easy layup. Wolf comes down with the rebound, pushes the ball up is Robertson. He drives in, can't score. Gibbs comes down with the rebound. Missed opportunity there for the Bruins as East goes the other way and scores 2. Robertson now with it, right side, driving in, gets his shot blocked away, out of bounds, off the hands of the Quakers. And now it'll be Bruins basketball under their own basket, baseline right side. Robertson gets it into Levisic. Levisic now on the attack. Step back, long 2 is good. And that's his first points of the contest.
Tough shot. Good job by Mason.
And so now it'll be Plainfield basketball with Fuller. Kobe Fuller dribbling around. Back to Gibbs. Gibbs inside to Scott for an easy look, but he missed it, gathers his own rebound, and scores 2. Cora now with it, crossing the timeline, down 16. Cora into the lane, goes over to Wolf, now back to Van Slyke. Van Slyke, pump fake, steps back, 3 is no good. Rebound to Naaman. Naaman with it, back to Gibbs. Gibbs crosses the timeline and beats Levisik, and now a foul on Mason Levisik, his second. So now Gibbs will be at the line with 2 shots. Both teams in the double bonus the rest of the way. Gibbs makes the first there. He's 100% in this half, only missed 1 in the first half. Boer checks in and Jacob Gibbs check in. They replace, also into the contest is Darian Gardner. Gibbs converts on the second. Now Cora crosses the timeline, now down 18, right side Robertson. Robertson working right wing, dribbles around, loses the handle, gets it back to Van Slyke, who pulls up from 15, gets it to rattle home there. And Bontrager will use his last timeout. It'll be a 30-second timeout, 2 minutes to play. Bruins down 68 to 52. They're going to have to find buckets, so they're going to have to find them quick.
Yeah, for sure. And I think a lot of times in this situation, what you'll see is, you know, even as early as with two minutes to go in the game, you'll just see a team like in our position just start to give fouls and hope that they miss enough free throws and that we can get to the foul line on our own end to try to, you know, make up some of that gap without too much time coming off the clock. And he's down 16 with 2 minutes to go. If it doesn't happen for us in the next half hour, or 30 seconds, I should say, 45 seconds, you're probably just going to have to concede this one at that point.
And if you look at players to foul, there really isn't one particular that you turn to.
No, exactly, and we're kind of in foul trouble too, so we're limited on the guys that can give them as well. Gibbs
with it, goes across the court, but Covey goes up using his 6'4" height to jump up and get the ball. Robertson gets it pocket picked, but it goes to Deponette. Deponette scores 2, so the Bruins trying to rally back here. Here's Jacob Gibbs across the floor to Naaman. Naaman now back to Boer. Boer with it. Dribbles around and gets it to Naaman. Naaman against Deponette. Back to Cade Gibbs. Gibbs dribbling around, beats his defender, drives in, goes up, can't score. Fight for the rebound. It will be a jump ball. They're going to give it to Plainfield now. And Van Slyke and Levisik will check in to replace Covey and Deponette here. 1:20 to play.
Thought we might get the over the back call there. We're going to shoot some free throws. Didn't get the call that time.
Now Plainfield with it. Van Slyke gets a turnover. Van Slyke with a wide open lane scores 2. Bruins.
Diamond press look from the Bruins here.
Within 12. Another takeaway as Gibbs is on the floor. Plainfield calls a timeout. Bontrager said he was bobbling the ball. He didn't have possession of it. But nevertheless, a timeout taken by Plainfield. It will be a full timeout. So the Bruins now down 12. Can you get it back and make it close here with 1:06 to play, but they're going to need buckets quickly.
Well, for sure. I mean, 12 points, minute 06. You don't love that situation, but you do have to love the scrap still. He's still fighting hard down there. Showing a little bit of that diamond press. We haven't seen a lot of that this year, but hey, it's got a couple of turnovers out of it. A couple quick buckets.
So now it'll be Plainfield basketball out of the timeout. And they'll start the championship matchups preceding this one. Avon and Brownsburg. The girls will play for the title there, and following them will be Avon and Brownsburg boys playing for the title. Again, the winner of the tournament last year was in fact the Brownsburg Bulldogs. And they won it a year ago for the boys. And they've won it 3 times since 2013.
Avon's certainly capable in both of those games, but definitely Bulldogs a favorite again this year. It'll be an uphill battle for both of the Avon teams.
And Avon, who fell to Brownsburg already earlier this season. Gibbs with it, over to Boer. Boer gives it back to Gibbs, and he crosses the timeline. Left side now, back to Gibbs. Gibbs gives it to Naaman. Naaman with it, Dribbles around and a foul on Robertson there. And that'll be his first. And that'll send Naaman at the to the line. He's made both in this quarter, so he'll have 2 more. First shot falls.
This kid's a really good shooter, just a solid player. Handles the ball pretty well.
And Levisic comes back in, replacing Depanet. And with Naaman making the second, Cora will replace Covey here on the offense-defense. 55 3/10. Back to a 14-point deficit for the Bruins. Garrett Cora with it. He'll cross the timeline. Back to Robertson. Robertson with it. Pulls up from three-point land. It's off the mark. Gibbs comes out and a foul there on Robertson. That'll be his second of the contest. And now more foul shots here for the Quakers. So the game out of reach at this point as Gibbs will head to the line with 2 more.
The gap we're probably not going to be able to close, obviously, in 42 seconds. But I would say overall, I would imagine if you talk to coach, he's going to be frustrated with some things, obviously, and never happy or satisfied with getting beat. But there were a lot of positives. Definitely some progress between the 3 previous games and today.
Certainly, and now Gibbs at the line. Makes his second. He missed his first. That was his first free throw miss of the second half. Now a bunch of junior varsity substitutions here for the Quakers. Right side, Levisic, 37 seconds to play. Goes over to Wolf, who pick and pop 3 is off the mark. Rebound controlled by the Quakers with Luke Smock. Now back over, Vanderbush has it. Inside now, with it is Blackwell, back out. 3 on the way for the Quakers is off the mark. Van Slyke comes down with the rebound. He's on the attack on the left side. Finds Levisic cross court. 3 on the way is off the mark. Rebound tipped out of bounds. It's out of bounds off the Quakers. They'll give it to the Bruins. And it'll be Bruins basketball now with 3 2/10. 3 on the way is into the hoop there. It'll be a jump ball. Bruins will have the ball. Who's tall enough to tip it out? There we go. Cale Vanderbush there tipping it back out. So now it'll be Bruins ball. 1 6/10 to score here. And so now we're going to get a technical foul on Plainfield. Aiden Moyers, who is on the court for Plainfield, is not in the official book as the officials go over to the scores table to double check that. So Bruins will have a chance here. 2 technical free throws. And now he's going to talk to the coach. Coach Weaver's going to go and double check that. And sometimes you get confused there with the junior varsity players and getting their numbers right.
Yeah, you do, and that's always a little. I mean, it's always a little unfortunate, a little embarrassing for you on, staff-wise, but it happens.
So Van Slyke will shoot the technical free throws. Makes the first. Now with his second shot. And he converts. Van Slyke only missed 2 free shots on the evening, and he made 5. Wolf will inbound with 1 6/10. Gets it to Levisic. Levisic's got to shoot. He does. They'll count it if it goes, but it doesn't. Your final score, the Bruins fall to the Plainfield Quakers by a score of 71-58, but definitely a lot to work on from here. They'll get Lebanon coming up next Friday in that one, so that should be a great matchup for the Bruins. They're at home, so come out and support your Bruins next Friday night. So, Adam Benner, what is there to take away from this contest?
Well, I mean, again, not the result we wanted, but definitely progress. If you've seen us play the last 3 or 4 games, some teams with the kind of athleticism that Plainfield has in their squad have overwhelmed us a little bit, and we did not get overwhelmed today. We fought really hard. We rebounded hard the whole game. We took better care of the basketball. Is there improvement to be made there? No question, but in all facets of the game, that was just a better competitive effort, and I think you're going to see a really good ball game from the Bruins next Friday against Lebanon.
It should be one to look forward to. And, of course, your final score, 71-58. We'll be back next Friday for the broadcast of the Tri-West Lebanon game. You can stay tuned right here on Tri-West Boys Basketball. Hey, thanks for tuning in. For Adam Benner, I'm Grant Covey. Have a wonderful afternoon. We'll see you next week.